Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Okay, okie dokie. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. It helps to mute all the channels so I don't get feedback and hear myself talk. I can still hear myself talk. Which one? Oh, I got to mute Twitch. You little sneaky Twitch. Okay. For anybody that's on, we're going to continue with this build. We made some good progress on this last night. So we're going to start on the next chapter. Man, it's cold tonight. Hey, hello, SI3D. Hey, haven't seen you in a while, Bear. How you doing? And Joe Velasco, hello. And Karen, hello. Wow. Look at you guys. Anybody know about cars? I was just taking Maria's car out for a fill-up. And you drive down the road and the steering wheel just goes like, and then you get on the highway, it lightens up a little bit. It's like, and then you get off the highway and it's really bad. Like you let the steering wheel go and it just goes boo, 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 boo. So I checked the lug nuts. Lug nuts are all good. I thought, man, she got a loose tire. So I'm thinking either alignment or balancing or something. So we're going to get it checked, but I know nothing about cars. So anyways, that's okay. I know diddly about cars. Okay. Tie rod ends or tire issues. Tie rod ends. Ooh, that sounds like an expensive fix. Doc cam is covering my face. Yes, it is. Stupid doc cam. Come on. Here. How's that? That's... Can't cover this pretty mug. Tell you what, we'll bring it up higher. No. Okay, better yet. We'll move the doc cam over to here. That's better. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Thanks. Oh, no problem. I can't believe I want to see this mug anyways. Okay, so we'll move on to it. Yeah, we'll get it checked out. She works for a car dealership. I don't know if they'll have time tomorrow. Otherwise, we'll take it to the what kind of a car is it? It's a Hyundai Tucson. I'll take it to the Hyundai dealer Saturday and see what's going on. Hey, Mega Steve, how you doing? Hey, Printer Prawn, saw you on Liam's stream. Crazy busy day job business lately. Been printing more in the last week than I have last month. Wow, yeah. Well, I have been too, but it's all been Voron printing, and I just realized tonight I'm missing a whole section. I missed a whole part, which is not a big deal. I printed the wrong hot end parts. I assumed this was a Bowden system, but it's not. It's a direct drive system, so I have to print another whole slew of parts, which is not a big deal because that part won't come for a little while yet where I'm going to need those parts. So, so that's all right. Just think I'm catching up on chat here. Scott Lemke, hello, you're here. Yeah. Who else did I miss? I think I caught everybody that's on stream right now. Yeah, I think so. Cool. Okay, so when we last left off, let me just fire the old screen up here. We left off here last time, okay? And now we're popping into intentionally left blank. We're going to do the AB idlers. I was looking over this, and it looks like a pretty simple, putting some 35 millimeters and some shims and some bearings, putting it together and mounting it onto the end rail so that we end up with that sort of a thing. Okay, so let's go back to this part right here. Okay, cool. So I got these parts out, ready to go. This camera could be a little lower. Either that or I can move these parts over here and do the work half on black, half on not. But the document camera covers a lot of this. But if I take this document camera and come a little lower, there we go. I guess that's okay. It's hard to know what kind of a view to give you guys here, but it's all right. We're all good. Watching in both. Very cool. We have some Twitchers and some YouTubers. That's fine. It seems to be a pretty even split. So, okay. Well, let's go then. I'm going to need two M35 screws. M3 by 35, which is these ones. I watched a bit of, I took a little bit of time this afternoon and watched a bit of Nero's when he built this particular kit, the new one, back when it was a year ago when it was a beta kit. And they made some, I mean, his was the LDO as well, and they did some cool things, and they made some significant improvements even since then as far as what a few things they've done. So it's pretty cool. Okay, so we have this little guy here. We have this little big guy here. And we're going to drop screws in here and in here. And then we're going to turn them upside down. But they're going to fall right out, aren't we? So I need to figure out a way to force those to stay in the hole. I'm going to tape won't work. Well, I'm just going to, what's the best way to do that, I wonder? Well, let's first of all, I'll figure it out in a minute. Let's get the bearings out. We're going to need 4 bearings. And some tubers. 4 bearings. There we go. And we're going to need some shims. 4 shims, 4 bearings. That's all we need for these. Whoa, that's a little more than 4 shims. I don't like to dump these ones out too much because they are tiny and easy to drop. There we go. So this guy goes up this way. So I'm just going to kind of hold him with my finger like this. And yeah, that way. And I just dropped a shim. Just as I said, these things are so tiny. And I just dropped a shim. Let's see. There it is. I actually see it. There we go. These things are so hard to pick up, especially when me, guy who bites his nails and doesn't have any fingernails. I do not have hands for camera. So, shim. Bearing, and a shim. So there's the one. I'll just lay it down so it doesn't oh, actually, you know what I should do? Just move these over this way a little bit. They might be easier to see. Yeah, they will be easier for you guys to see on this table. Plus, it catches it on the overhead cam. Okay, then on this one, same thing. We need a shim. Bearing, shim. And these are the pulley assemblies. So this is part of the belt system. And shim. Just like that. Okay, now these parts come in, and so we have the thick one. Okay, so the thin one goes to the thick one, and the thick one goes to the thin one, basically. And then this, so I'm going to do what I did last time and kind of cheat. I'm going to use my hex key to hold this in place. It's actually not cheating, it's kind of smart. So use the hex key to hold this in place. And then this goes over just like that. Okay. So that goes like that. And same thing for this one. Find the hole. Come on, get in the hole. There we are. And then this one goes over like so. Okay. Like that. Okay. Hey, 3D Print Newbie Milan, how are you? Okay, so we are at this step right here. That's done. Now we're coming on, and so it looks like the thick one goes on the left rail with the V pointing in. Okay, so let's come over here. And this one, so the thick one with the V pointing in is going on the rail. And we're going to use another M35. So I need 2 more M35s out. I have a sneeze coming on. Oh boy. Oh, I hate that one. I think I got over it. Okay, and we're going to pull this other inserted nut over. And we have the M35. So this comes up in like this. This guy comes down through these holes. So we have the 2. So I'm going to manually kind of eyeball, again, this floating nut. Right about there is exactly where I want it to be. Okay. So if I can get a hold on that, and I've got that. So that's going to screw into that upper extrusion, like that. And let's see if I caught the nut. And I did catch the nut. There we go. That goes there. And that goes there. Beauty. Okay, that's one. Now on this side, the other one. Pretty much the mirror opposite. So it's the, oh, did I? No, I didn't put that on wrong. I got that right. It was a thick bottom. This is the, yeah, I got this right. I'm just going to switch pages. So we just accomplished this right here, and then we're going to flip over to the other side and accomplish pretty much the opposite of what we just did. So we're going to put this M35 screw down through. I'm going to eyeball placement of this nut. Let me get it started here. Come on. There we go. So right about there. Come on, get the hole, find it. Can't find the, there it is. And tell me I hit the nut. Didn't quite hit the nut, did I? So let's just go down. Let's just go down with this and see if I can't force that into alignment. There we go. Nearly everyone all over the planet streaming today has had the sniffles. Wow. Well, for me, it's bad allergy season, and the fact that we are in spring, but we keep getting, the weather is killing me here because I get allergies. And we got snow and cold now. We went from warm to snow and cold, and we're going to get warm again, but these allergies just kill me in the spring. Okay, so we have this finished, and we have to, so that one here, so what they're saying now, and I'm trying not to sniffle on screen, it's kind of rude, but so now we're going to check our work. So from the top, you can see on the top, it shows that you know, from the top looking up, you want that top right to bottom, or top left to bottom right, and top right to bottom left. So of course, looking on the top here on the upper camera, you can kind of, well, it's really hard to see, but you can kind of see that those are in the right position. So they're lined up the right way. And then it's also saying, and I got to zoom in on this one to get a kind of a good view of this. They're also kind of saying to make sure that the bearings here are lining up with the bearings over here. So they want this one to line up with the double bearing, and I'm sure on the other side, they want it to line up with the double. So on this one, it is lined up with the double, and on this one, it is lined up with the double. Hence, this one's much higher than this one. So I think I've done okay here. And if I can confirm that easily just by running a straight edge. Any straight edge will do. Just across here and here. And it's right. And we're running here to here, and that is right. Yeah. So I'm going to just mute that and get one long sniffle out of the way, so I'll be good for a bit. You think I'm missing your text? I'm not really checking my texts. Don't see a text from you. I don't see a text. Or do you mean, are you posting in chat? Oh, there we go. Tim has the sniffles. Good evening. Okay, good evening, Mark. I didn't see that. Yeah. I'm keeping an eye on chat as much as I can at the same time I'm working. So, okay. So we got that done. So we have finished this part. Let me fit that on the page again. Check the work. I've checked my work. We're good. Come on. What's the next step? Intentionally left blank. And now we're going to work on the Z-axis. Okay. Okay. Now we're getting some progress. Now, okay. So I need lead nut screw and models for different sized lead screw nuts are included in the released files. And through hole nut. If your lead screw does not have M3 threads, use longer screws and M3 nuts to secure it. Oh, I see what they're saying. Okay. So that is going to be, that's going to be in the motor kit. So in the motor kit, overhead camera, there we go. I can pop that out of here. And I don't see a lead screw nut on there. There's my lead screw. And oh, there's my lead screw nut. Looks like this one, right? So we have a lead screw nut. So we have a spring and a nut. So let's see. So we have this thing. We have a spring that I assume goes over here, and then we have this guy that goes down through the spring like so. And is that threaded? I can't really tell. Let me just see if that is actually threaded. I believe it is threaded. My eyes will not let me see in there. Maybe it's not, but then again, it does look. It's black. It's really hard to tell if it's threaded. Well, it's not pushing straight through, so yeah, it's threaded. It is threaded in there. Okay, good to know. Okay, so, and I need that other piece, which is the nut holder, which is that piece right there. Okay, so we put the nut base, we put the spring, and we put the top, and that's going to come up through and hold the nut. Okay, I don't really need that spring on there yet. And we are looking for M3 by 12 button heads. M3 by 30, M3 by 8, M310s. Where are my M312s? M312s right here. Those, okay. And those should, yeah, go straight down the side here. Okay, so perfect. So let me fiddle this in. And I'm pretty sure that's the way they want it to go. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think these things, the spring does not seem to lock in here at all. It just seems to kind of sit here, and it looks like the rod is just going to run through the spring. Yeah. Okay. So let's tighten this on. So we will catch this in here and thread these on. And second one. Looks about right. Okay. Okay, next. So it looks like we're going to go behind. So let's turn the printer back. And that's what those two nuts in behind there were for. So there are two nuts that we had to insert in the back here. Is which camera is coming over this way? That one. I'm going to try and get a little closer camera angle here with this camera here. Let's come on in a little bit closer here. There we go. Is that focused right there? I think that's focused. Yeah. Okay. So we left two blind nuts in here, and now this is going to. Looks like this is going to mount in here, like so. I really want to get this other document camera in here, but it's interfering with some other stuff. So let's see what I can do here. Wasting too much time moving cameras around. That's okay. There we go. That kind of helps a little. Okay, so so now just reading the instructions again here. If we go back down one more page, we're going to use M3 by 12s. Again, two of them. And then two M3 by 12s on top. Huh? Oh, a single M3 by 12 to go through that one hole. So I'm going to need to grab three M3 by 12s out of here. So those are going to go in through here and in here. So I have to line that nut up. I'm going to assume we're going to need to be centered, but yeah, this could be interesting. So I'm going to set this up this way. Here we go. I'm going to set this up this way. Yeah, this camera's a bit too low now. My bad. There we go. Now I have to kind of align these nuts up with these holes. So let me get that kind of aligned first. Okay. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but basically on the back of this thing, if I bring this one over, there we go, there's a good view. So basically these are the two nuts in here. If you look on the overhead camera, or the bottom left, that have got to line up with these holes on here. So I'm just going to basically get them. I'm not worried about position right now, because I can always adjust that after. So then we'll get this started. Okay, now we're going to come in and attempt to line that up on the nut. And we got the one lined up. It's nice that the printed part actually has a little groove that sits in the channel of the extrusion to help line it up too. Hey, Brent Miller. Okay, now we're going to line the second one up. See if I can get that in the. And I did find the nut in that one too. Look at that. I found both nuts. Now there's play side to side still. I'm just going to cheat and sneak ahead on this and see if they must say something about alignment of that. Well, they're not saying anything about alignment yet, but I'm sure eventually that is going to have to be aligned in the middle here somewhere, you know. So right here is what I'm looking at. Those spaces there, I'm sure, are going to have to be pretty much even. So this is dead center. And I think this third nut here, or this third bolt M312 button head cap screw, is for locking it in or something. So I'll go away, Creative Cloud. I don't want an update. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of eyeball this with my head in the way of the camera and say that is pretty close to being centered right there. So I'm going to snug this up. Come on. I'm going to snug this one up. There we go. Okay. And now this piece theoretically should be sitting on there, but that might stay. Okay, that should stay. Fair enough. Okay. Now let's go from there to here. So we're going to push this aside for now. Okay. And we're going to focus on this guy. And I need that little piece. Apply lubricant. A thin layer of grease to the lead screw to prevent rust and ensure a smooth operation. Yeah, I've got that. Is that it here? That looks like the piece right there that I need. And that should be a perfect fit right around that. Something. Anyways, I'll figure it out in a second. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the piece I want. I'm very cautious because I've already made one mistake and I don't want to make another one. Okay, so I'll get this piece on, then I'll apply some lubricant. So again, this is going to stick out. This is what I'm going to want the plug sticking out the back. I want to see how this is going to mount in there real quick. Okay, that's going to mount in that way. So bear with me, guys. I'm wanting to make sure I get this oriented the right way. This is kind of well, I think there's only because, and what I'm concerned with here is the way the motor plug, the way the plug sits on the motor. So I'm looking at how this is going in. So that's going to go in with the flat side in, so the motor plug can sit on either side of the flat of that. Okay, so that's fine. And I may be overthinking it, but I just want to be sure. Okay. Okay, so basically like this, and it's going on an angle like that. Is this flat? Yeah, it is. Good. And we are using M36 for the front one. And I got to remember there's one more screw I got to put in this other piece yet too. So M36, 2 M38s and 1 M36. Two M38s, and the M36s are my unlabeled bag, the only unlabeled bag. Come on. If I was smart, I'd have little containers I could dump these out in, but I'm not that smart. Okay, the M38 is going to put that in there. This one's going in there. Why are you not sitting? Oh, you're not sitting over the hole. How come? Is that hole not big enough? There it is. Just had to snap it in. Okay. Okay, and then my 6mm goes in the front. There. There. There we go. And then that's going to come on here, something like that. Okay. And my plug's facing that. That should be fine. Okay, I'm going to back up a step. I've got to lube that yet, but I got to back up one quick step. And I need to... There's so much going on. I need to put this... I'm not even sure what that screw does. But anyways... So let's take this spring off. I got to put this M312 in that other hole right here. This looks like it's just self-tapping. But they don't say how far, so am I going to hit anything? There we go. We hit bottom with it. Okay. Then I'll put the spring and dimmer thingy back in. Okay. Now it says, boom, boom, to lubricate my rod. Okay, but guys, I'm going to lubricate the rod. So I'm going to use a, helps it the right way. So I'm going to use multi-purpose synthetic grease. Yeah, they say to use grease with PTFE. So I'm not going to overdo it. I'm just going to just make sure I cover the entire rod with some grease. Not doesn't have to be overly thick. Just almost like that when I did the bearings. It's just enough to coat it. But I'd rather have a little too much than too little. But that looks pretty good right there. That is one greased up rod. And I'm really shocked Kieran hasn't piped up about me saying I'm greasing my rod. Okay. We have a greased rod. We're moving on to this guy right here. Oh, they want me to preload more nuts now. Oh, are they kidding me? Okay, well, looks like we're going to turn her upside down. Okay, let's put this aside. We're going to turn it upside down. Oops, bear with me 1 second, guys. I'm going to answer the phone. Okay, people, we have a special guest coming down. He just called me, and he's in bed, but he said, "Are you doing your live stream?" I said, "Yes." And I've never seen him move so fast. So he's coming down any second, guys. This is a special guest. Comes on every one of my live streams. Are you ready? Let's go right here. Okay, look into that camera. No, don't step on that. Just come right over here.
Hit that like button and subscribe. Bye.
There we go. Thanks, Ethan. I love you. Have a good night. There we go. I'm going to mute you again, guys. Okay, he loves doing that. So he's, future YouTuber right there. Future YouTuber. Ladies and gentlemen, the star of the show. Preloading nuts will drive me nuts, Stephen. Yeah, I thought I was done preloading nuts on this thing right now. So anyways, okay. I'll leave this view for now. It wants me to turn this way. No, it wants me to turn this upside down. Yeah, this spring's not going to stay in there. I don't want to lose it. I'll just leave that. Once I get the Z-rod in there, that'll hold that in. So I just want to orient this the exact way that it's saying to orient it. Right here. I just printed another crap load of nut loaders. So hopefully I have enough. I printed 180 of them. No, actually 150 or something. Anyways, a variety of square nuts and hex nuts. So let's just dump some of these out here. Thanks so much, Mike. I appreciate it. Hey, Mike. Got here just in time. Yeah, I got about another little hour and a bit. I go to 10:30 every night, and I start when I can. Okay, so we're going to need some square nuts and hex nuts. I've just been kind of mixing them up. So there we go, hex nuts and square nuts. Okay, let's have a look. Preload three nuts down this side. Okay, there we go. We'll have some square, some hex. We'll dump out some squares. And whatever I just happen to grab on here, I don't care if they're mixed because they're hidden. There's a square nut. So we're preloading three. We're preloading 3 here, and we're preloading 3 here. That's a little dark. Let me lighten this camera. Oh, there we go. A little bit lighter. Come on, stool. Okay. Well, hello, Waylon. 1. And it's another square one wins. Out of my way, camera. 2. And 3. Another bad audio sync. That is easily fixed. You're going to lose my picture for 5 seconds starting now. And that is 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. Okay, so that was a slow Mississippi count, but oh well. We should be back in sync right about now. I don't know, the audio goes out. It's an OBS thing. Learn to live with it. It could be because I have 5 cameras, a microphone. I have all kinds of crap hooked up to this computer, so. But I don't. Oh, that nut just fell right down. I don't think it's an OBS or a computer thing. I think it's an OBS thing or something. So maybe there's a setting in OBS I have to fix. Who knows? But we should be here. Let's just. I don't know. We're pretty close, I think. I think the clap would have been good enough without me making the bird noise. But anyways, so okay. I digress. We have 3 preloads, 3 preloads. Okay, that's that side. So preload 3, then we turn this around so it faces this way. And then we're going to preload 3. Oh, so basically we're preloading 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, and 3 here. So I've got 9 more nuts to preload. There's a hex one. It'd be so much easier if somebody would just make drop-in T-nuts for these things, but they don't make them for this size extrusion apparently. Come on, that's one of my tight preloads there, but it eventually makes its way down. There we go. And I was at one point when I preloaded the nut, I was taking a bolt and threading it onto the nut to make sure it's a bad nut, because sometimes you get a bad nut. I've actually seen nuts in my lifetime. Well, you're looking at one here, but other than that, I've seen nuts where there's no thread in it, right? So you go to try and thread a bolt into the nut, and there's no thread in the nut. And I'm thinking, man, what are the chances of getting this all built and put all together, and you have to go and use one of these preloads, and it's a faulty nut? But I gave up. I thought, you know what? I'm going to trust them. So I stopped testing my preloads. You didn't think that was a bird? Yeah, it's the farthest thing. A dodo bird, maybe. Whoa. Yeah, that one just like fell right in like there was no tomorrow. That's good. I like when my nuts slide right to the bottom quickly. Okay, and then that was an easy nut. Let's see, this one. Is this a hex or a... That is a hex nut. Okay. Okay, so we have 3 and 3. And then we want 3 and 3 on the back. I should know anytime there's an opening that they're going to want me to preload something. Where are you, dog? Get out of my face. If you're not going to come up and say hi to the people, I don't think I want you in the basement. You're being rude not saying hi to my friends. Every time I go to pick you up, you run. And you're either looking for a snack or you want outside to pee. Now, I don't think you want outside to pee right now. So be gone with you. I'm cruel. I talk to my dog mean. And oh, that one fell in. Okay, so we have 3, 3, 3. Oops, there's not 3 on the front though. We didn't put 3 in here. I'm just going to double check. So we preloaded those 3 and those 3. It didn't ask for anything on these particular ones here. Then we turned it over and did 3, 3, 3, and 3. So we preloaded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rails. Okay. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's all they've asked for. I'll put that away and you watch. There's going to be, next page will be more preloads. Okay, let's flip over. Okay, no, there we go. Well, while we're upside down, it looks like we're going to add some feet. Rubber feet with M340s. That one's got a, so that's obviously a cable holder of some sort going through there on this picture here. And then over here, we're going to mount the Z motor. There we go. Okay, so let's do that. Hey, do you want to come here and say, hey, come here. What is on the floor beside you? Why do you have the sponge cover off of acupuncture needle, you goof? If you swallow the needle, I'm not saving you. Oh, dogs, you gotta love them. Okay, let's find my parts. 1 foot, 2 feet, 3 foot. Is that a foot? 3 feet. Is that one of the feet with the little hole in the side? I don't see that one in the picture. Huh. Must be though. Must be. That's the only other foot I've got. Okay. So we are facing the back, facing us. Like so. Okay, I'm going to put my nuts away before I spill them all over the floor, since I finished preloading them. So good chance I won't be, whoa, I've got a birthday dinner to go to tomorrow night. Depending on how late I get home, I'm not going to rush at all, but there's a good chance I won't stream tomorrow. But possibly be back Friday, maybe a couple, but definitely be back. And it's impromptu, but definitely on my Sunday, regular 6 o'clock Sunday time, I will be here. I may even start it a bit early on Sunday. Okay, so we need M3x40s, which is right here. M3x40s. Come on. I have a hell of a hard time opening these bags, so sometimes I just get frustrated and just rip them. So I need 4 of those. There we go. 4 of those. Okay, let me stop the ticker. It might be hiding some salt. My printer just went beep, beep, beep. That tells me that I have more Voron parts printed and ready. I've been printing these things all on my FlashForge Creator 3. Okay, so we are going, oh, and the rubber feet have got to go on. So the screws are going to go through the rubber feet too. So let's just pop that open, dump out the rubber feet. Okay. So we're going to go down through the rubber foot. And this, we'll put this one on first. And just like right there. Okay, right there. It got quiet when the printer, when that FlashForge stopped. There we go. It's not really the tightest. I don't want to pull it too tight because I don't want to rip through that rubber foot too much. Well, this should be okay. Squish the rubber foot a tad. That's all right. Oh, it's got a washer in there, so it's going to be hard to break it. Now, this one's pretty obvious for this side. Okay. Okay, and then this one is pretty obvious for this side, but there's one foot that looks a little different. It's almost got like a zip tie thing in it. And this one goes in this corner right here. Up out of the way, you. There we go. Right here. Now, this corner, this piece is a little different. It's got that little innie to indenty thing on the side, which it looks like it's for holding, I don't know, whatever, zip tying something to it. So, but the drawing, let me zoom in on this page a little bit. It doesn't really, yeah, I guess, see, they don't really make it super clear on here that this one has that on it. This one's obvious because it has the 2 feet. This one's got the 2 feet. This has that little sticky outy thing. So it's got to be this one here. I mean, there's no, oh, there it is right there. They show the hole right there. They sneak it in right there. Okay. As I say, I'm just a little bit paranoid. I want to make sure I don't mess anything up going forward. Okay. So this one goes on here just like that. I'd rather be too cautious. Left rear. But will your Voron return the favor and print some parts for the Flash Forge? I don't know. That's a good question, John. It might. Okay. Whew. Okay, so we are done. Oh, no, now we got to do the motor, the Z motor. So we're going to turn that up. So the Z motor gets on. Z motor comes up through. Okay, preloaded nut positioning. Move 2 of the preloaded nuts to the left of the stepper mount. The stepper mounts to the center nuts. Okay, so if I have this showing this way, so what it's saying is but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I've got 6 nuts up here. So, move 2 of the preloaded nuts to the left of the stepper. Okay, so we'll move those 2 to the left, and I'm going to, I guess, 2 to the right, because there's 6 up here, and the stepper mount takes 2. So we'll move 2 here. We'll move 2 over here. Okay. And then this goes in like so. And I guess I got to screw it into this thing. And then we're going to come down just like so. Is that right? That looks right. But now, before I do this, I want to get in the side there, and there's 2 nuts in there. I want to make sure. So what I'm going to do here before I fix this is I'm going to align those 2 nuts that are in here so that I don't have to fiddle with them. That's the thing I'm finding about this build, okay, is, oh, this camera's got to be a bit higher for you guys to see from this view. There we go. I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not. Maybe if I show just this camera. No, actually, probably the close-up is best. So after I screw the 2 into the top here, there's 2 on the ends here. Right there. There's 2 on the end here, and here that I've got to go into the rail here and here. So what I'm going to do is make sure that those nuts are aligned properly so that I don't have to struggle with them after that is fixed. And that's what I'm finding that you got to do a lot of with this build, is ensure that your nuts are aligned before you put certain parts on. So I just need some more light up here, actually. If I turn my other studio light on, let's see if that helps. Oh yeah, that helps big time. Okay. Oh, thank you, Printer Prawn, for the $2 super sticker. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's lift that up. Let's move these nuts out and out to line them up approximately, and just in a little bit. Because yeah, this would be impossible to do without lining them up in advance, at least close, so that I could get in and actually just shimmy them into place. I think we're good. Okay. And that's the kind of thing I learned the hard way the first time, is I had to take a piece off in order to get it to work. So now I've got to do the same with these upper nuts. Get these lined up as close as I think I can. Just like so. Okay, and they want M3/8. M3/8. Here we go. Okay. Let's see. That one lined up good. Okay, those two lined up pretty good. I'm going to leave them a little loose, just so I have a bit of play until I get those other two in. Okay, so I got these top two in. Now I got to come at the front and get these two in on either side. And they're kind of blind, and I need 2 more 8mm here. Nice thing about it is most of the hardware is hidden. It's all mostly hidden. Okay, well that's really, man, that's tough to see in there. Wow. Okay, let's see if I can squeeze this in. I may need to grab my other wrenches, my other hex keys. Ooh, I hit that one. That one's good. Hopefully I hit the other one. Come on, baby. Come on. Bring it home to Papa. Come on. I did. Oh, yes. Lucky me. I hit all 4. Bang on. 2. But I think I've got to center it a bit more. I'm just going to loosen them off a bit. I'm a little off center on it. There we go. So if I just shimmy it over. Yeah, I know it's got to, because I kind of want it to be. I don't want it to. I'm sure there's going to be a way that we have to align it eventually anyways. So, but if I eyeball it as center as possible, and then I'm sure there's going to be an alignment procedure coming up here soon. So it doesn't say leave any of these loose. Yeah, okay. And here we go. Did you grease the lead screw? I did. I had problems with mine skipping steps and kept having to turn up the amps. Kept doing that till the amps are high, remove the grease and clean the lead screw, and have been running it dry. It has been fine since. I wonder if it's because it's Teflon. Oh, I wonder. I did grease it. It told me to. Now I wonder if I shouldn't have. I didn't put a ton. I just enough to coat it. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, it might be Teflon on it actually, because it's black, right? So yeah. Okay, well, we're done this portion right now. Let's just see what's next. Okay, so I did this. Intentionally left blank. Now we're doing the x-axis. So I guess we're done. I guess we're done this part. So I can turn this over. Oh, that sits nicely. Now let's just see. It seems to be rolling okay. It's not binding. Anyways, I need to put the spring. I need to thread this on anyways. The anti-backlash. So we'll just put that on there like that. I suppose, I don't know. I'm sure there'll be some adjustments to make in this afterwards, but it is moving kind of freely. Although that anti-back, is that working the right way? I don't know. When I lower it, the spring just comes down right off. I don't know. That's sort of the way. Do I have that in backwards or something? Let me just go back and look a couple steps here. No, I put that on. Huh. I put it's on the right way, but it doesn't seem to be doing, I don't know. If I screwed that up. Anyways, I can get back to that if I screwed it up. I don't think I did. But anyways. Put together, then screwed. That has to be put together and then screwed onto lead screw as an assembly. Okay, so I'm just trying to see. Let me look at the picture here closer. Make sure I didn't screw that up. So, do I have to take that off? Hang on a minute here. No, so I'm going to have to take the lead screw out. But it doesn't. Something doesn't seem right here. What did I do wrong? It's a split anti-backlash nut, yes. Linear rails were I wiped them and I greased them. Yes, I did. I did them off screen after I talked to Jason. Yeah, I did all the linear rails. I pulled them off and I put the PTFE lube in them, and yeah, they're doing pretty good now. So, this anti-backlash nut thing, I'm not quite sure how it's supposed to. I mean, it's I want to make sure that's right. So if I go back, so basically, whoops. It was pretty much, it came as it was two piece. It wasn't like this, almost looks like a one piecer here, and it wasn't. It was two pieces. So we screwed the lead screw nut here in here like this, but the spring and the top of the thing just came right off. There was nothing really to attach it to. It's yeah, maybe I should take that apart and have a closer look at it, because it's obviously not working properly. Because when I lower this, the spring, when I lower that, the spring is just, if I lower this guy right here, you can kind of see that as I lower that, the spring is just stretching and then eventually coming right off of the top of that, right? So compress the spring and tabs will engage top and bottom pieces. Palm nut. Okay, so do I have to take that off to do that, or can I do that here? So if I engage this, if I engage the spring, I can go down. That's as far as I can go down on it. Maybe I have to take that lead screw back out and have a look at it. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. I'm a little... that still just pops right out. Let me just see. Let me see what's going on here. Yeah, so we have the two slots here. We have the spring that's coming right out. I see the other two slots in there too. I see what you're talking about. Okay, I think I got to take the lead screw out to get this to work properly. I think I see what I got to do. Okay, no big deal. The nuts are in the right place anyways. Yeah, they are a pain in the butt. I'm going to take the lead screw out. Unfortunately, it's got to come right apart. Well, just this part on the bottom anyways, not a big deal. Okay. At least I got my nuts in the right position. It should be easy to put it back together. Okay. Come on out of there, nut or bolt. Okay. Okay. So let's take this right out. Oh, turning the motor, not the screw. Okay, I'll take that out. I'm going to give this a bit of a wipe. Get some. Yeah, I think this is a Teflon lead screw, so I think it's coated in Teflon, so I can probably get away with not so much grease. There we go. Okay. Okay. So let's look at this part. Okay, I kind of see right down below here. So there's two, I see. So on this part, we have two little ledges per se. Probably better without the light on this camera. No, it doesn't matter. And then I see the two little ledges there and they got to compress. So maybe what I need to do, that'll snap together, I assume, if I do this. Or will it? Now, should that snap together? See, that's kind of what's baffling me. It is a nice color green, isn't it? Oh, that light is making it look ugly. That's a better light. But I need the light to see what I'm doing here. So now I don't like if I pop the spring out and put this on. They don't really snap or lock together, do they? No. They just fit within one another. Man, what am I missing? What am I not seeing here? I have to compress that while I put the screw in, is what I'm thinking, right? So that has to be compressed with that latched in the notches while I put the screw in. Okay, compress assembly, then screw the lead screw into it while holding it. Yeah, okay. That's easier said than done. So I'm going to let me MacGyver something up here so that I can. I think if I use this, if I use the box for the power supply, perfect. If I come over the edge here, no, let's it's a little awkward, but I'll figure it out. It's just a little awkward. People are looking, shaking their heads, but hey, it's all right. So if I go like this, no. Okay, well maybe then if I put it, get out of my way, camera. If I put it on its side like this, there we go. Okay, now we got to come underneath with the lead screw. We got to kind of hold this. Oh, come on. Okay, so compress this. There we go. And push the lead screw in while we're compressing. There we go. I think I got it. Okay, so if you see what's happening there, I think I got it. So the lead screw is going in, and this is all compressed together. Okay. I think I got it. Okay. He thinks me got it. So let me put these back in. I see, and the lead screw holds all the pieces together. So now when you turn the lead screw, those two things are latched, so they can't turn and loosen the spring. I just had to absorb it here for a minute and picture it. Okay, I had to absorb it, and that's why they've got to be compressed, because if they're not compressed, you turn the lead screw, it's going to separate them. But if they're compressed, they can't separate when you turn the lead screw. Basic Mechanics 101, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, let's get you guys started again. If I can find the holes again, let me turn this towards me here. Gotcha. There we go. Okay. That was not a hole. Man, did they move? No. There we go. I'm going to jinx myself right now by saying this, but I haven't had to take anything major apart for missing a nut. But I did. Let me just loosen this and center this a bit. I did have to take partially apart because I had one of my extrusions in the wrong spot. I had swapped two extrusions and I shouldn't have, and it was a dumb thing to do, but it's all right. We survived. Oh, okay. I'm kind of a determined soul. The one thing, and it's hard, maybe believe it or not, but I'm not a patient person. I never used to be a patient person. And of course, those nuts moved, you bastards. You silly mothers. Ugh, I never used to be patient. Building the rat rig taught me a ton of patience. Line up. Line up. I learned the rat rig build was so good for me. Because I'm the type of guy, I get a kit like this, I want to build it. But being a streamer, a YouTuber, I also want to share it and film it. So, come on. Oh, you friggin'... Those nuts moved on me. I'm going to have to take these off and line those nuts up again. Being a YouTuber, I wanted to film it and stream it. So the rat rig took a lot of streams to finish, and I was so anxious to get it running. But doing the build and all the intricate pieces has taught me a lot of patience. And this is going to teach me a lot of patience as well. I used to get frustrated so easy at little things. Not anymore. Not anymore. So this is good for me. See, like the fact I have to line these nuts up again. Oh man, did that one ever move way over? I think I'm going to put these ones in first. Put the table as close to the motor before tightening the motor. Yeah. Okay, I caught that nut. Should have put these ones in first to begin with, and then because I can easily move the top ones, they're much easier to get at. Okay, there we go. Those are in. I'll snug them in a minute. Oh, so you're saying, Mark, put the build table down closer to the motor. That way it's going to be more in alignment because I have less of the rod to go out of alignment. Kind of see what you mean. I really do kind of see what you mean. Starting to catch on to these little things here. So let's see. So now if I bring the table up, there we go. That nut's not moving at all now. See? So if we bring this close up. So in other words, we're bringing that table down as low as it'll go. Well, at least nothing's binding. And then we tighten the motor. That will kind of force, the table kind of forces the motor to be centered in the position where it needs to be. That is a smart observation, Mark. That way we come up with the table and there's less of a gap between the backlash nut and the motor, whereas if there's more of a gap, you'll tend to warp the rod a little bit when you tighten the motor down. Look at that suggestion. There we go. Okay. Now, okay, so now when we bring this up, yeah, that backlash nut's not going anywhere. And there's no binding in that axis at all. It's snug, tight to move. That's fine because I'm actually moving everything in the motor. Yeah, good, perfect. Okay. That deserves a little sip of my drinky poo. Okay. Let's move along. Okay, so we got this part done. We finished that. We preloaded all those suckers. We did this. We did this. Now we're moving on to the x-axis. Okay. Okay. We'll do a little bit of bearing loading here and shimmy loading there. Another half hour to go. Okay. Looks like I'm going to need to dig out some more parts. And I got more parts to print tonight too. All my hot end parts I got to print. Okay. Oh, we got to do some heat sinks. I want to do all the heat sinks at once. Okay, let's find the parts. We need XY joints. Why does that part not look familiar? Looks like that might be one of them. That might be one of them. They look bigger on screen. Okay. That's one of those. That one. Okay. Oh, these are the ones. Oh, yeah, they're fine. Should I reprint those? I wonder. That's when I used the raft and it was dumb and I stopped using the raft. I don't like the bottom of that. I might reprint these, but then they'd be in black. No, I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be fine. They're going to be hidden. Okay. Let's get the soldering iron going here. Okay. So we're going to do all the heat sinks at once. Just because it looks like there's two heat sinks in that. And then we're going to have, if I scroll down to the next page, XY joints. And then we're going to just build the same thing on the next one. So they're just going to mirror each other. Okay. So we're going to need 4 heat sinks right now for now. Dougal, I'm printing ABS. It is 3D Fuel ABS, black and olive green. The green looks to me more like, if you know the show MASH, kind of looks like MASH colors, like army green. So, okay, we're going to plug in our soldering gun. Everything in ABS. Just because. And come on. There it goes. And my FlashForge Creator 3 is printing all my parts. It's an enclosed printer, IDEX. And it is doing an incredible job at printing them. I have yet to rerun a piece. No, that's a lie. I had to rerun one. And no cleanup at all. I mean, these things are coming off super clean. Super clean, super strong. Okay, so we're going to just do, so we have to put heat sets. Here we go. Just in 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 spots here. So we just do this. I can just show you. So we're just going to put heat sets in here, 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 and here. There's a lot of heat sets to go in later, so get a lot of opportunity. And I like they're using really good heat sets here because you can see they got that little bit of a ridge on the one side, so that it actually just sits very nicely right in place where it's got to go. And then they included, and I think if you weren't on the stream for the last couple nights when I did this, let me just get this one in place here. There we go. They include with the kit a really nice, it's a heat set tool. So, and it's got a couple, it's going to be hot, but it's got a couple little things there so you can adjust the depth that you want to go with it. So, but they included this little tool that'll slip into most different, into different kinds of irons. So, okay, so I just make sure on my spare part that I'm hot enough, and I am. And then we just go ahead and press it in. A little further. And the second one. Oh. That's not going to work. Okay. Did I deform that part? No, just the ledge of the iron is too wide to go down there. So let's see if I can pull that out a little bit. Let me grab a little screwdriver here. I got the one in, that one went in part way, and I don't want to angle. That kind of gave me a lip there. Dang, I don't think it's going to affect anything, but I don't want, obviously don't want to angle the iron, so I don't want that. I don't want that going in at an angle. So let me see if the if I can pull that. Oh, I probably will have some left over, I'm sure. This is really hot, so I'm going to see if I can pull this out any. Yeah, I think I can get away there. I think that works. So now, that worked. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, see, it was this that was hitting this edge before, so those ones are in, those are good. Okay, we'll just get the other two going here. Well, wrong piece, this piece here. And I'm being a little bit more serious right now because I'm dealing with a stinking stupid hot soldering iron, no temperature control. I've actually got another one on order through Amazon, a cheaper one with temperature control. It's going to be a little easier to use. Dang. Okay, well, let's get this one going here. Being as straight as possible. I've got a Dremel press that I'm going to be adapting my soldering iron that's coming in, so I can use so I can actually do this as if it's like a drill press, so it's guaranteed to be straight on. There we go. Maybe a hair more. There we go. Perfect. Okay, let's unplug this iron. There we go. And put you off to the side. Doesn't stink as much as it did last week. Yeah, so this is, I showed this yesterday too. So I got this, it's a Dremel press. So I'm going to adapt it so that the soldering iron fits in here. And then basically you have almost like a drill press, so that you'll be able to go like this. So you'll be able to put your piece down here and actually get it dead straight because we got a flat surface here. So I just have to print a part or two for it. So, okay. Anyways, disaster averted. We got that done. We'll get what we can done in the next half hour or so. Okay. Okay. So let's look to the screen and see what we got to do. Okay, now are these two are the same except opposites, right? So this one, so I want this one right now, basically right now. Okay, so I need two M3 by 25s. Okay, M3 by 25s. Don't think I've used the M3 by 25s yet. Or have I? I got screws everywhere. 35, 12. Okay, where are the 25s? Right there, M3 by 25s. I'll look up Fab 3. I've seen Fab 365's Jeep. He had a deformed hand. I didn't know that. Gary Berghoff. Didn't know that. Come on. I hate these little Ziploc bags. There we go. two of these. So we go one in here and one in here. One countersunk. Why didn't the other one? Is it supposed to countersink in this hole? Yeah, it is. Let's see. It's probably just the hole's not perfectly. There we go. Not perfectly cleaned out. There we go. Okay. So we put this down this way, and we got some bearings. 1, 2, 3, 4 bearings. Four bearings. And then some shims. Okay, so we need 2 shims. I'll just use this. I'll just give you guys this camera view here. Pretty much it's the best one because I'm working on this right now. So, man, these are so hard to hold with my big fingers. Let's see if this works. This works. Come on. 1 shim. 2 shims. 2 bearings. And of course, the bearings got to go. One goes up, one goes down, because that's a belt path. Okay. 2 more shims. And a spacer. Gonna need 2 of these. And I always like to confirm that I have the right size spacer. Should be a 9 mil spacer. 8.9 is 9 mils. 8.9 is 9 mils. Then we have a spacer. Oh, is that ever tight? 2 shims and a spacer. Okay. And then this one, we have a spacer. There we go. 2 shims. Come on. Steady hand. It's a good thing I don't drink. Spacer, 2 shims. Then we have our bearings. Two shims. Oh, look at that. I dumped out just the right amount of shims. Okay. That was a lucky guess. Why am I frozen on Twitch? Okay. So we built that stack. Now we've got to go next page. So this one, no, hang on. Is it this one? No, it's the other one. Where's the other? Right here. This one. So this is going on here. So I need to put this okay, that's not going. Did I? Hang on, I gotta go back and check. Did I put those heat sinks deep enough? Yeah, it doesn't say this to bury them too deep, and I did use 25 millimeter screws. Okay. They just don't seem to want to reach. But that's just me, I know. Okay. There we go. That one caught. And that one, there we go. I'll still move freely, move freely. Now we need an M10 by 2 self-tapping. I don't recall seeing that, but it's probably here somewhere. M10, there we are. M10 self-tapping. Okay, 17 of them. We have nuttage. Always hidden. What's hidden behind the clipboard? Oh, the nuts. And we need one of these. This is the tiny wrench, or the tiny hex key. There we go. Whoops. And, oh, come on. It's like a comedy show here. There we go. And there we go. There's that bundle done. That should be right. I'm just looking at the picture. Looks about right to me. Okay. Now, so that basically what you're seeing right there is on the instructions is this one right here. So now we're going to go to the other side. Put that aside. Let's take this part. We've done the heat sinks, thank goodness. And those are the 25 millimeter screws. Sorry, button head cap screws. BHCS. Sounds like a radio station. And we'll just make sure that gets pushed in because that sort of sucks itself into that hole. At least it should. Okay, we're going to have to get forceful with this guy. There we go. And there we go. Oh, that pulled the bicep muscle a little bit. Okay, we lay this guy down this way. Okay, last 4 bearings. Hopefully we don't need any more. See if I can just estimate the right amount of shims this time. And where's my tweezers? Here we go. So, oh, need 2 more of those spacers. 1, 2. There we go. Oops. Okay. So, we're going to go. Let's do it. We have spacer on the left. Spacer shim shim. Oh, we have shim shim on the other side. Come on. It's like a carnival game, you know? It's like, win a prize if you can get these on without dropping them. And then we have bearing, 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 bearing. 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 Flip over. Bearing. And bearing. Shim, 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 shim. shim, shim, shim. Okay, then I'll try that one. There we go, and then spacer. Okay, where'd that other shim go? We have a stray shim. Get out of there. Come on, you stinking. There you go. There we go. You're not wanted. Okay. And then we have this like this. This guy comes down. And just like this. There we go. And next one. There we go. And self-tapping screw. Shim shimmery, shim shimmery, shim 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 shimmery. Build size on this, Paul? Hey, how are you? I'll look it up in a minute for you. It's not big. I don't know off the top of my head. Somebody watching may know. But I don't know off the top of my head. But it's like 110 by 110 or something. Okay, there we go. We have those stacks built, and that's obviously opposites because we have, again, the Core XY. We're making progress, and look at that, 1020. Let me look for you. Unless somebody's already answered. Here, I'll show you. It's a cute build plate, actually. See, the other, I can show you right here. The other thing, too, that was different from when I watched Nero stream was that they've already adhered the heat plate to this. Look how thick that is. Look at the thickness of that build plate. It's great. I think it was 8 millimeters. Yeah, it's an 8 millimeter build plate. It's really thick. Yeah, there we go. Printer Prawn says 120, 120, 120. So, and it also comes with a double-sided magnetic flexible plate, and it comes with a single-sided PEI coated Voron branded, and then the other side is smooth if you want to use glue stick or something. So yeah, it's great. Small, but man, it's cute. Now let's put this back in the bag. Actually, I can probably just leave that out. Doesn't matter. I'm not worrying about shipping anymore. So this kit is so well put together. I'm telling you, this LDO kit. So extremely well put together. Okay, let's just see if it's worth continuing on tonight or if I should call it. So we finished this part. Now we're going to build the x-axis. I guess I could at least get the linear rail on tonight and then call it a night. I got another 8 minutes. So yeah, I'll just get the linear rail on. And we'll call it a night after that. So let's make sure. So we're using the A extrusion. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to go back to the beginning. The A extrusion is a plain one, if I'm not mistaken. I made that mistake early on by making an assumption. Yeah, the A extrusion is a plain one with no holes at all. There we go. I made the mistake of I made an assumption about an extrusion and I had to take it apart a little bit. 71. There we go. Okay, so we're going to take this. We're going to slide in the. Oh, there we go. Now, this is another nice thing that they've added in the LDO kit is in the standard kits, this piece you would print out of your ABS or whatever, PITG, and then it would have nut inserts in it. You'd insert your nuts, then you'd slide it in. Well, LDO is providing these pre-threaded, looks like it's a galvanized or a zinc-plated rod, and it's metal, and it just slides in, and you're ready to put your linear rail in. So just boom. Don't have to worry about printing that part or having them all line up. So okay, M26A extrusion, and we're going to preload some nuts. It's pretty simple. So we're just we'll get these started, and then we'll get the alignment tool out. Vector3D does, yeah. I like his videos. I watched a lot of Vector3D videos when I was doing the rat rig. He did the smaller version of the rat rig, but he had some great videos out on the rat rig build. I watch a lot of them, more so for just looking up different tips and tricks. But I'm really enjoying. It's going to sound dumb, but I'm enjoying making the odd little mistake here because it's making me more careful as I move forward. And I'd love to one day build a Voron, a bigger one, or either a bigger Voron or a smaller rat rig or something. And learning from my mistakes doing these builds here, you just get better as you go. It's, in my opinion, you learn from the mistakes, and then as you do other things and grow and learn, you learn what to do. Like this one here, this build, there's a lot of things that are assumed that and as you go along, you're assuming that you got to do this and assuming you got to do that. And that's just by making those couple little mistakes. Okay, so that's those. It's still loose, good. So now I'll grab my little, where did I put them? Right here. We have these little alignment tools we print. Is it going to tell me 25 millimeters? Yeah, I better just, so we want 25 millimeters from the end. So we are going to use, come on, 25 millimeters. Come on. 26. So we're going to bring this down to 24.5, 28, 24.9, 25 millimeters. Right there. So we'll snap this guy in. We'll snap this guy in. We'll make sure that we're at our 25 millimeters. So I'm going to 24.9, 24. .25 millimeters, and we'll tighten this up. Okay. So here's something I'm not too embarrassed to share. Let me take these off, tighten this up, and then we'll double check. I learned something brand new the other day about a vernier caliper. They say the V0 is the hardest Voron printer to build. Well, that's good then. I started with the hardest one. I'm baffled at all the parts there are. Something I learned about a vernier caliper, okay, and you guys probably all knew this. I didn't. So I know, okay, there's a few ways you can measure here. This is a cheaper one. It's a carbon fiber one. It's only got 1 decimal place, but it does the job. And I've got a couple others, and I got one on order. So you see, you can measure outside, okay? So there's your 4.7 millimeter, 4.5 millimeter, okay? You measure a hole with this one here. So inside diameter, 14.5 millimeter, or you can measure depth with the bottom here, right? So, you're measuring your depth from here to measure a hole here to here. I didn't know that you could use the back. So in other words, I did not know that it had what's called an offset measurement. So if I want to measure the distance between here and here, I can just basically use this and get that measurement just like that. You're pushing this up against the one surface and this up against the other. So those are 25 millimeters that they wanted from that end right there. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I didn't know about using the back side of this for an offset measurement. So learn something new every day. Was that now that I think of it, was this the side that was 25? It was. That was the 25 side. So I don't think it matters because it should be 25 on each side, I would think. Good night, Mark. Go to bed, get up early. Good job. Good on you. Okay, and I think that's it for now. We'll continue from this stage tomorrow night. Maybe not tomorrow. I may not be on tomorrow night, depending on. Then I guess these are going to end up going on here. So, anyways, I digress. So we will continue on tomorrow night. It's 10:30, time for me to cut off because a couple of reasons. I like to take a little bit of a break before I go to sleep, and it's now that I start to get a little tired and I could start making mistakes. So don't want to do that because I get up early. So interesting. You're talking about the offset measurement on that caliper. Yeah. Learned about that watching a video. It's amazing what you learn about these things. So you just learned that too. Wow. Okay. Caress that like button. See, if I can teach somebody one thing, I feel accomplished. So did not know about that. And I've tried it with my other calipers too. And yeah, it's who knew? But it makes sense when you think about it. If you think about it, it makes sense because that lines up perfectly when this lines up perfectly. And yeah, anyways, whatever. Good handy tip to know. Thanks everybody for watching. I truly appreciate everybody that hangs out with me on these little impromptu streams to get this build done. I think it's coming along pretty good so far. So I'm excited to continue this. I am on page 71 of a 159 page build manual. So we are we're almost halfway. Manual wise, we're almost halfway through the build. So that's pretty cool as far as the number of pages go. So thank you everybody that's been watching. I appreciate it. I'm going to take off for a couple of reasons, as I told you earlier. Plus, I want to make sure that I don't get raided. Because when I get raided, I feel the obligation to stay on for a little bit longer, and I don't want that to happen. So we'll catch all you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Tomorrow, again, may not be on tomorrow night, but probably Friday night between 9 and 11 or so. I may even stay up later on Friday because I can sleep in a little bit on Saturday, but I'll definitely be doing a full show on Sunday. At least a good 2.5 hours on Sunday. I may start a little bit early on Sunday, so we'll see. But we'll continue the build. I'm hoping, hey, maybe by a week Sunday, we can get this all done. Actually, and Monday's a holiday here. Friday's a holiday too. Oh crap, it's Easter. Good Friday. Okay. Anyways, thanks everybody. We will catch everybody later, and we will just say goodnight for now. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. This is Tim with the Wit 3D Canada. So talk to you guys later. Bye for now.